Hello and welcome to Salisbury Sentinel. I'm Isabella Muñoz. Salisbury Sentinel spotlights people in our area that are seldom seen or heard.
And I'm Pat O'Connor. Today we'll introduce you to brothers, sisters, grandmothers, and new arrivals. Let's get started. Salisbury's homeless now have a roof over their heads. Reporter Kyle Mangum tells us about a program that offers access to counseling and occupational training.
Ron Strickler, the former Director of Housing and Community Development, says Salisbury's homeless housing program, Ann Street Village, makes the city the smallest in the U.S. with a permanent supportive housing program for the homeless.
The ultimate goal is to assist these individuals to become as self-sufficient as they can be once they leave here.
The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development says the number of homeless Lower Shore residents has dropped significantly since the pandemic, from 1,000 plus in 2020 to a little over 200 today. Don Collins lives in and manages one of the village's 23 housing units.
Although I've never really been homeless, I know what it's like because I've dealt with people. And this program actually, it doesn't just help me to see what I don't want to be no more, but I also got knowledge on how to help people who need alcohol treatment, addiction treatment, mental health, whatever the case may be.
Units include beds, heat and air conditioning units, and refrigerators. There's also an on-site personal hygiene facility.
Because when they see what's offered to them, after living 6-7 years in a tent, it's like they don't believe what they're walking into. But you gotta remember who you are, because after a couple of weeks you might forget where you came from and get right back on that cycle. That's what we're trying to stop people from doing.
To stop that cycle, the village offers residents mental and physical health care, addiction counseling, and workforce development training. In Salisbury, I'm Kyle Mangum reporting.
Wicomico County ranks 7th in the state in population diversity. Sarina Saumet tells us about a local professor who's helping newcomers learn English for work and life.
Moving to a new country and learning a new language is never easy. It can also be quite lonely and intimidating. Sally Perrett is a language professor at Salisbury University. She says a casual conversation with friends turned into a weekly English class.
And then the friends started inviting their friends, and it was in my house, and basically I just asked, can somebody bring me dinner? And it was amazing. So for like 3 years I never had to make dinner on Thursdays, and I got to eat a lot of really good food.
U.S. Census data indicate that about 8% of Wicomico County residents are foreign-born. Class attendance range are from long-time residents to recent arrivals. Student Ida Smith says these English classes help ease the burden from new arrivals to the country.
Coming as an immigrant is hard enough, so being able to provide free classes for whoever wants it, no matter what their level is really important for people who want to but don't have the means.
The lesson center on language skills residents need for work and their everyday lives. Parrott's personal efforts have grown into programs supported by both the Wicomico Public Library and Salisbury University.
When the library approached me to ask me if I would be willing to offer Spanish for kids, which people have requested, I said, can we also offer English for adults? Because really, realistically, in my house is not practical.
Census data shows a consistent and long-term increase in the immigrant population at the national, state, and local levels. In Salisbury, I'm Sabrina Somet reporting.
When we come back, we'll share a story about a community organization supporting our senior citizens. Also, we'll tell you about a four-leg way to help veterans.
But right now we recognize Salisbury University's 20th Century Literary Societies and the construction of the university's 21st Century Library in these Centennial Minutes. Stay with us. Celebrating 100 years of institutional success, I'm Pat O'Connor with the Salisbury University Centennial Minute. The Bagleyan Society and the Carnian Society were two Salisbury University literary groups created in 1925. The Bagleyan Society was named after prominent professor Dr. William C. Bagley. The Carnian Society was named for Miss Mary Mabel Carney, who was a noted worker in rural education. Both societies rivaled each other and often faced off in competitions. These competitions included athletic and theatrical events. The healthy rivalry also led to the creation of the Bagleyan Carnian Debating Society, a group dedicated to discussing local, national, and international issues. The team debated one another as well as other schools like the University of Maryland, Western Maryland College, and the University of Delaware. Both societies had their own mascot. The Carnians' rooster was named Pep, and the Bagleyans had a dog named Mickey. At one point, Mickey was replaced with a stuffed dog when he began barking for the other team. Both societies disbanded in 1951. This has been a Salisbury University Centennial Minute.
Celebrating 100 years of institutional success, this is Isabela Muñoz with a Salisbury University Centennial Minute. The goal of Salisbury University's Patricia R. Guerretti Academic Commons was to rethink and redefine what a 21st century university library should be. Today, SU's library is the intellectual hub for the campus community. Former Salisbury University President Janet Dudley Eschbach broke ground on the Academic Commons in fall 2016. The building is a multi-level, multi-purpose learning space. The first floor is for team activities, the second floor for teaching and learning skills. The third floor is a study space, and the fourth floor houses the NAB Research Center for Delmarva History and Culture. The building's namesake is in memory of Patricia R. Guerretti, an SU graduate and generous donor to the university. Her family contributed to founding the building in her honor. Today, the Guerretti Academic Commons is often ranked among the top 10 college libraries in the nation. This has been a Salisbury University Centennial Minute. Senior citizens make up a large part of Salisbury's community. Georgia Foster visited a program that is keeping them active, connected, and involved.
Incorporated's name stands for Maintaining Active Citizens. Alfreda Johnson participates in MAC's Connections program. She says the Connections program does just that. It connects people.
It's a good program for seniors. A lot of time it helps to get the people out of the house. And that way they won't be lonesome, they have something to do, and they can communicate with different other people.
According to U.S. Census data, Salisbury has 1.5 times more people aged 60 and over than anywhere in the state or nation. Samantha Bentley, who organizes the Connections program, says keeping those seniors active, engaged, and informed is vital.
A lot of seniors are homebound, and they don't get out much. Family doesn't live near. So centers like this, where a bus can pick them up and bring them here, is imperative.
Johnson heard about the Connections program while taking fall prevention and cancer classes several years ago. She's now a regular.
Well, they offer different things for us to do. They offer different crafts projects we do. We play different games. We have different things that we, quizzes and stuff. We play bingo. We have quite a few things.
The Connections Senior Center operates Monday through Thursday. There is no charge for county residents 60 and older. In Salisbury, I'm Georgia Foster reporting.
There's a group in Salisbury helping local veterans partner with Man's Best Friend. Ashla Cecil tells us how service dogs are helping our servicemen and women.
Veteran Nadine Moreno says her life changed forever when she got her service dog, Gizmo.
I couldn't be around people much. And she's made me feel safe in my own home. So she's like part of the family, not a pet.
Yeah.
And she's like a Velcro dog. She won't let me go anywhere without her.
Moreno got her dog from U.S. Kennels. They train service dogs for veterans. U.S. Kennels Executive Director Chris Hardy says every veteran who applies to the program is paired with a canine friend, specially trained for the needs of the veteran, like addressing post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD.
I've had a couple of veterans that haven't been out of their house in literally 2 years. So when we're pairing them up with a dog, they kind of have to go out, you know, in the small steps. You know, they have to take the dog out for a walk. They have to, so we're kind of bringing the veteran gradually back into society as well. And we use this dog to help them do that.
U.S. Census data indicates there are over 1,300 veterans in Salisbury, and women are more prone to PTSD than men. Moreno says Gizmo saved her life.
Now she's my soul. She can feel all my feelings and knows how to react, and she's wonderful.
The National Center for PTSD is researching PTSD's impact on veterans with diverse backgrounds. In Salisbury, I'm Ashley Cecil reporting.
That's our show for now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Isabela Muñoz.
And I'm Pat O'Connor. This is our final show for 2023. Salisbury Sentinel will return next year.